Second mark.
You did.
So,
All right, there you go.
so I've been doing this. I've been in the wrestling business for 14 years. I have done every job that there is to do in wrestling outside of actually wrestle itself full time. And I'm using all of those tools that I've acquired over those 14 years to step into that general manager role for Ace and uh, just help move the brand forward. I think we're doing a great job so far.
I gotta
Generally
say,
managing.
generally managing.
Gen-
I gotta say,
we're generally
you're like a renaissance man, Kevin. Because like when we first met, it was at I believe Firestar where you were reffing, then you're ring announcing, now you're commentating, now you're like the head guy, head chief in charge here. What brought you through those process? How did you get to this point?
Essentially, and not to kind of
Toot it.
belittle the whole process, but
Go ahead,
uh,
toot that horn.
okay, toot. We basically one skill that I think that I have that kind of gives me a bit of an advantage is I'm able to anticipate people's needs before they need them. So as they're literally going, oh, that was that thing I forgot. I'm walking by with that thing in my hand going to take care of it because I was already 3 steps ahead. I saw that you were going to need that. And so I got there. And so
Mhm.
being able to be that guy, not only as a referee, but as a production assistant or a director or calling times for referees or whatever it was, I anticipated the needs. And I think that's kind of what gave me the edge. And it's helped me out so far. So hopefully it'll keep working.
It's helped us out so far too.
It's quite the talent to have, and then it's a great thing to know, understand that you have and be aware of. Because I know exactly what you're talking about, and I think a lot of that comes from, at least for me personally, the retail experience, having to
Very much so. That in
anticipate.
the restaurant business.
Yeah, that's exactly that in the medical field, because
Yes.
you have to be quick on. Oh snap, we need to get
The
this
minute
on
you hear
here.
a buzz or anything, you got to know what it means and you got to know what to do. Like
Yeah, so you're versatile. That's pretty much what you're saying. You're versatile.
in a small word, yeah, sure, I'll take it. That doesn't work. Yeah, essentially, I'm easily adaptable because I could show up to a show thinking I'm doing one thing, and then they come to me going, "Hey, we just had this happen. We need you here," and it's no problem for me just to automatically switch into that role and let's go.
hmm
It's basically whatever the show needs. It at no point during the 14 years was it about how can I make Kevin Pierce's name get bigger. It's not about that. How can Kevin Pierce help someone else's name get bigger? I want to grow
Exactly.
with somebody because if you had a magic pill that made you whatever size you wanted to be, you have to realize that once you take that pill and you're now 40 feet tall, you're the only 40-foot tall motherfucker in the room. Assuming you find a room that can hold a 40-foot person. So, you know what I mean?
Not the
so it's one of
boxcar.
those things to where I would rather everybody grow with me. So that way, as we're all sitting there going 40 feet, going, wow, the view up here is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, you know what it reminds me of is like when you're this is the nerd in me, when you're playing a role playing game, you're playing Pokemon or something. You don't want that one over leveled guy because everybody else won't be able to help you out. The
Yes.
rest of the team.
God
So
forbid that guy gets taken down. You're screwed.
you're screwed, right? So like
Hey,
I totally get where you're coming from. You rather have a leveled out, even keel team and everybody has specific roles that they play with, so the whole team can get better. So
everybody
yeah,
wins. Right.
yeah, hell yeah, loving it. Joe, buddy,
Yeah,
pal,
I'm here.
amigo.
What's up? I didn't
Sorry,
do
I
it.
took that.
Uh,
I might have done it.
We already have some people in the crowd. What's up, David? Sorry, been off helping fight me recovering the Carolinas. Yeah, that's a good segue right there. Card subs have changed. There's been some crazy weather that hit us this weekend.
Yeah.
Has that affected the show coming up this weekend?
So unfortunately, due to recent developments in that area, White Mike won't be able to join us for this one.
Shame.
Which we wish him all the best. I hope that they get Asheville cleaned up as quickly
Yeah.
and succinctly as humanly possible. I know he's got a beautiful family that he's got to take care of, and I nothing can get in the way of that.
Yeah, totally agree. No, it was a little bit touch and go there, kind of scary because he went like silent for a bit on social media there.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I think they were having some real big issues with connection, and I mean, I know that there's still places that don't have power, places that you can't even turn on a radio and get a signal because the towers have been knocked out.
yeah.
So it's
Shout out to Ron. Ron, I'm glad to hear that you and your family are safe. He's actually one of the many people that are in that area. He still doesn't have internet or
jeez.
power, so hopefully you guys will getting the help and having those services restored quickly, faster. I'm just glad everyone's safe. So
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. So the card has changed, as they say, cards as subject to change. So speaking of the card, let's get to it. Let's actually show that beautiful poster. Yeah, I don't know who makes your posters, but they do a great job.
All right. Normally I make my posters, but the lovely folks at IWE, they put this one together for us, and I will just flat out say it blew mine out of the water, so we'll use that one instead. I know
one thing I will say about the Super Draw team, it's not an ego thing. If someone whoever has the better idea, it doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah, they definitely had the better idea on this one.
There you go.
But I did make the match cards. Ha!
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
the official name is Ace versus IWE, correct?
Yes.
Borderlines.
Indeed. Yes.
Fantastic. All right, and that is, you heard it here. It's going to be at the Elevation Arena this Sunday, 6 p.m. We're going to run down that card. First things first. Who put this card together? Was this a collaborative effort, or is this like we're going to? Because it almost looks like Survivor Series, almost.
I won't lie to you. It was one of those. We sat down with the folks from IWE, wonderful folks, great folks, and came up with A, who could make it, and B, who would put on the best performances when they were there. And I think that we've got something that's pretty untouchable, honestly. I can't think of many cards without your, ex-WWE, this, that, and the next thing. Come spend $50 on, come spend $50 on an autograph that for a guy that's not wrestling.
Who's gonna leave as soon as the bell rings?
Yeah. We try to avoid that. Our goal, and I know IWE's goal as well, is to bring the next era into independent wrestling, and then eventually. Actually, it's 8-10 now, so he's probably on screen on NXT. People like Javon, people like Griff Garrison, people like Shaquan, who hopefully will be back from injury soon.
Hold on, you dropped some of these names here. Let me pick.
Oh yeah, no, don't worry. We didn't drop them; they fell in our lap.
I was gonna say, we bumped into them,
but the main goal is to build people like that.
Correct, because like the future stars that you see are pretty much started up in the indies. That this is where they came from.
Exactly.
And even to this day, you'll notice that's even once they're on the big leagues, in a way of saying, some of them usually come back to the indies just to kind of prepare themselves or even hone their skills a little bit before they go back up to the main roster. So yeah. You saw the diamonds in the rough, and you just prepare them for their next step. And you guys have a great eye on talent and who's up.
We got really lucky on that, and we've had. If it wasn't for the people that were already in front of us, we wouldn't have a clue what to look for.
Exactly. Yeah. If we didn't bump into the right thing, we wouldn't know what the right thing would be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we really lucked out on that front.
That's awesome. Well, let's get into it, guys. All right, first matchup. Here we go. We're gonna run down the card real quick, and then we'll see what happens from there. All right. First match of the night. The Drop a Fella Records going 1-on-1. Well, not 1-on-1, but 1-on-1 with the Allen brothers. They're accompanied with Andrew Diggs. Awesome. Andrew Diggs seems to be quite the manager, able to get the positions here for his clients, and this is a great matchup here. I think the Drop a Fella Records guys have their work cut out for this one.
Oh, absolutely. And I won't lie to you, if you pay attention to any of the other promotions around North Carolina, there's a lot going on there.
Yes.
There's definitely some heat to be had. And
they keep bumping into each other and keep finding it's like every time they face each other at another show, they find a new reason to dislike the other one when they thought that list couldn't get any longer.
Yeah.
So let's add to it.
Exactly.
You're just adding fuel to the fire at this point.
If they're not going to put the fire out anyway, then who are we to stop it?
This is true. You know what they say? Controversy equals cash, and there's going to be a lot of cash being made on this one.
Ironically enough, that book is sitting directly behind me.
Awesome. All right, next matchup on the night. Let's see, Leah Knight versus Mila Johnson. This is amazing. I've seen both of these ladies, and they are fierce. They are ruthless and they hit hard. This is not going to be a wrestling match. This is going to be a fight, and this is going to be brutal.
Well, it's a fight, and I agree with that wholeheartedly. But where I'm going to step in and kind of disagree with you for a second is that when it comes to a fight, Mila Johnson, a lot of the fights that she finds herself in, I don't feel like have any semblance of rules. There's no structure to the match itself. Weapons are legal. Anything is legal.
She likes to hit people with stuff.
She likes to hit people with stuff. And in this match, she's not going to have that opportunity to. And now Leah Knight, all throughout North Carolina, has proved to not only myself as the head of Ace Management, but all of North Carolina that doesn't matter what rules you put her under, she's going to come out victorious. And hands down, one of the biggest up-and-coming not only women's wrestlers, but just wrestlers in general in the area, I would say, is Leah Knight. So Mila Johnson's got her hands full.
Yeah, and honestly, Mila has been on our radar for years, dating back to when we were stuck in Winston-Salem, working out of the back of a strip mall, and has been improving at leaps and bounds ever since joining up with Drew Hood and James Johnson and in Sports Entertainment Empire. I can't say enough good things about her work, and Leah is somebody that we get to work with closely on just about a weekly basis at this point.
Yeah,
and we're lucky to have her still, because Leah Knight is a name you will see on television without a doubt.
I could definitely see that, and especially seeing both of these talents grow into where they are now, and seeing that evolution, and still seeing that they haven't even reached their peak yet. They're still growing, and that's insane. So this is going to be sure an electric matchup.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. SoFly Manny Lowe versus Skrilla the Great.
Well, they're making the same face in their promo pics.
I just now noticed that. Yeah, they are. I wonder if they took the picture in the same room and there was just something foul smelling in the room and they just couldn't help it.
I believe they're both Downey shots, so I'm going to blame him for that.
I think, yeah. Shout out to Downey.
No, this is awesome. Like, seeing Manny from Firestar to all up and down the Carolina, seeing him pretty much getting into his own here, actually getting into a rhythm, but going against Skrilla the Great.
Georgia Wrestler of the Year.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting matchup to see.
Well, not only that, but as we saw in the graphic previous to the Leah Knight, Mila Johnson graphic, no doubt Andrew Diggs is going to be there representing Drop Fella with SoFly Manny Lowe.
Oh, man, I forgot to put his picture in the corner.
And it'll be one of those things to where, Skrilla's not only going to have to worry about the up-and-coming talent that is SoFly Manny Lowe, but also Andrew Diggs, who will possibly be at ringside.
I'm about to get phone call.
Correct.
In
that's
seconds
that's going to be
this
is what we call variables. So Andrew Diggs has some shenanigans up his sleeve. Up his sleeve.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Tag team action, Brutality Inc. versus Sports Entertainment Empire. We just talked about Mila Johnson. The rest of the Johnson family can be quite the handful, but they're going up against Brutality Inc. Both of these tag teams have quite the playbook and have been worked with each other. This is finally, I get a chance to see two tag teams that are well-oiled machines go one-on-one with each other. It's going to be a fun match.
If I remember correctly, this is actually a first-time ever matchup as well.
I think so, too.
Yeah, I think, and I'm not just putting this over because they're part of Ace, but the Brutes are going to step in there with a point to prove. Mark James is, and Alex Evans equally, some of the most intelligent humans I've ever met. Take wrestling aside from it, just intelligent human beings. So imagine if you take an intelligent human being like that, and then you piss them off. They're going to know how to hurt you in a way. You know what I mean? Exactly. It's one of those things to where I think Sports Entertainment Empire is in for a very long night on October 6th.
I agree. It's methodical violence. Is what it is.
I like the way you worded that. That's great. Yes, good stuff.
But that's not taking it away from Sports Entertainment Empire.
Absolutely not. No, they can most certainly bring the fight to Brutality, but I just hope that they put it in their bag and make sure they bring it with them, because the Brutes never have it out of their bag.
True. All right. Let's see. Chaz Skywalker, current Mayhem champion, going against Dre the Goat. Dude, talk about high flying, high speed. This is gonna be all over the place. Knowing
He
these
walks the
guys,
sky. It's in his
Hey,
name.
I was gonna say, yeah, and honestly, I've known Chad Skywalker since I broke in the business. We both trained under Mr. Hughes at WWA4, so
Mhm.
I have a bit of understanding of what Chad Skywalker can do. Dre the Goat, that he's a new entity as far as my eyes go. So he's got a lot to prove here, but I think that this is the platform that he could do it on.
Yeah, and
correct.
I'll be honest with you, the work that I've seen out of both of these guys down in Augusta at IWE, it really leads them. There's all paths lead to this. There's not a situation that I can't see these two interacting, especially for the Mayhem Championship that Chad's currently holding. I
I was
mean,
gonna say, yeah,
Dre has
this is
put the
probably
work
his first
in.
title opportunity.
Yeah, Dre's put the
Yeah.
work in to get there every step of the way, and Chad earned that title.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's rightfully named here. It's going to be mayhem in the ring, especially with these two
Absolutely.
clashing.
I
It's
highly
gonna
doubt that either one of their feet are going to be planted in the ring very long.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Spend
This
the
is going to
majority
be
of the time in the air,
a aerial battle. This is what I like to call rushdown combos galore. Is I don't know the anti-airs. What anti-airs? This is.
I was going to say it's going to be very air traffic control, like near miss type things. Like it's just how close can we fly to the sun without actually burning up?
Correct. It's going to be an aerial rave of a matchup, and I can't wait. And then, last but not least, your main event. This is going to be interesting, especially after literally right before we got on, I was able to kind of catch up with some of the catalog here. Maurice Moss is a menace. Let me tell you.
Well, I don't even know if we can call him that anymore.
I was going to
He
say,
gets
and not a
very
menace, but
irritated
Maurice,
when we call him Maurice now.
Oh, really?
I don't know what
Oh,
name
yeah.
he associates himself
True.
under. I mean, just seeing him, it's something about that chain.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw it at the Ace event that we ran. Something changes in that man's psyche. Not even just his eyes; his entire psyche changes when that chain is implemented. And Andrew Diggs told me, he's like, he has a loaded weapon, and I was completely understanding when he said that, because I've known about Maurice for a long time, but I had no idea that Maurice at the time had taken it to this egregious level. All puns intended.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I remember that because I just that was one of the main things. Like, what does he mean by Maurice isn't here?
Right. Yeah, I'm still asking myself that question.
And Andrew Diggs is excited. He's ready to go, especially with the competitors that are in this matchup as well. We have Darian and D'Angelo.
Both are people that we have consistently just seen great work out of. I mean, D'Angelo was working during our days in Winston-Salem, as well as Darian. I mean, the match that Darian had with Donnie Ray of the Kingsgate, that was one of those performances that puts you on our permanent roster.
Mm-hmm.
And D'Angelo is not far behind at all. I think it's a fitting main event.
It is.
I'm very. I know there were changes to the card, but I'm very happy with what we ended up with.
I think this is a main event caliber here, especially with the amount of talent that's going to be in that ring. This is big fight feel, and I'm excited for this. Yeah, things change, but I think it may have changed here for the right reasons. All right, let's catch up with some comments real quick.
Yeah. Tell us what the folks are saying.
Let's see what the fans at home, watching at home on the interwebs and beyond. We have Miss Redheaded Witch on Twitch saying, "Hell yeah, Super Jaw Joe."
Hey, that's me.
We have
doesn't get the recognition he deserves. I will say
Jamie. Oh, we know it's been quite the issue. KP in the house, eh?
Hey,
and another shout out to Kevin Pierce. It's good to see you on the show, bro. I hope you're doing well.
You are beloved.
Oh, you are too. You are too.
No, I'll take it, but I'm not even gonna. There's a reason he is in that chair instead of me.
Oh, I get it now. All right,
although
you have been elevated.
Capable in that chair.
You are. Let's be honest. You're quite the creative person.
He will never give himself the credit that he deserves, and I completely understand it because I do the same thing.
I definitely fill out a chair.
He does for me what I will do for him, and I will put him over all day because he's fucking earned it.
You said something earlier that I touched upon that I take to heart. People who know me, I'm not out for myself here. When I see something, I always see potential in people and product, and I think that's what gets me so excited
Hmm.
and so hype that sometimes it can be a little overwhelming. But I uh, just love the fact that I can say, and this is my ideology as well, Kevin. I totally agree with you that I get myself over by putting other people over.
Exactly.
It's just
Proof's in the pudding.
correct. Um, it's something about helping somebody out and seeing the potential of someone and being able to nurse that and see that growth and help push it because you know they can get there,
Hmm.
or even better yet, for a product of any kind, even a promotion, it's here, but you know it could be here. Hey,
Hmm.
let me help you get there, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Because a lot of competitors and performers in this business, they have the want to, they just don't have the know how to.
Mhm,
They,
correct.
they got to bump into that right person, and so
Yeah, we try
That
to
is
make
so
sure that they
true.
bump into Pierce.
Pierce is as steady as it is. So anybody bumping into Pierce is not safe.
But then you could say they've been pierced by greatness.
Yeah, there you go. There
See
you
that?
go.
Trademark it, and
Put that on a
Pierce will
t-shirt.
aggregate it.
Greatness by injection.
You
Phrasing.
sound like a flu shot. If you had your yearly Pierce shot, then
Yeah, you gotta get pierced by Pierce. It's the
you
one
got to
rule.
get pierced.
Oh, no, that was terrible.
If I ever wrote a book, it's just because of like how often I get, well, I'm not gonna say often. I occasionally find myself angry. I just go. I just wanted to call it officially pierced off.
I like that.
Actually, I like that.
I love that. I see
Actually,
you hide in the background.
oh, that could
Oh,
actually be.
yeah, that's
Oh,
Puppy. I forgot about him. Yeah.
you can actually do. You should do that as a gimmick. Like, since you're like the head honcho, not you're fired, but you just been pierced.
Yeah, and then
That's
stab
fair.
him. No.
I say you don't want to get pierced.
You don't. Oh, you don't want to get pierced. There you go.
Piercing
All
never
right.
doesn't hurt.
Well, due to timing and scheduling, especially with everything that's been going on, weather-wise, unfortunately, we're not able to get some of the talent on, which is a shame, but no big deal. We still have plenty to talk about. We gave some insight behind the matches, but let's go a little bit behind this about some of the booking. What went behind these bookings, and your thoughts for setting these matches up, because a lot happened at the last show uh, between. Championships changing, some staying the same. Is there who? Why did you pick the people that you picked to represent Ace for this matchup this weekend?
Well, I'll give you the. I'll take a little step behind the curtain for just a moment here, and I'll put it to you this way: the one way to maintain being on our radar is what you do the other 29 days of the month. The show only takes one day,
Mm-hmm.
but what are you doing to be a professional wrestler the other 29 days of the month? What makes you not, and I use this term mildly disrespectfully, what makes you more than a weekend warrior? And that
What
really
sets you
is,
apart? Exactly.
it doesn't matter if I like you, if I don't like you. This isn't about me. My one general rule is if you see me on camera, that means something has gone horribly wrong. So it's really, who do we know and who do we trust to
Right.
represent what we're trying to put forward as a company? And whether it's something I agree with, whether it's in certain cases, things that I wouldn't necessarily do, but it's really about getting investment. It's what
Right.
can we do to make the people that we're working with invest in themselves. And that's really where 90% of this booking came together. Is
Mm-hmm.
these are all people that have invested not just in the three letters at the top of a flyer, but they've invested in themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of whether or not you're booked on every show, booked on one show, booked on no shows, they are the people that are showing up and putting the work in. These are all people that I see training constantly. These are all people that I see working on themselves constantly. And it really comes down to not what can you do for me, but what can you do for yourself. And that's how every single person on this card landed there.
Mm-hmm.
Is they've invested in their own brand. I don't want us to succeed because of them. I want them to succeed because of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first thing I say. We're a fake wrestling show. We're not even a real wrestling promotion. We're not. It's not real. We're not real wrestling promoters. We just happen to have a better look at 90% of the people on the independents than most people do, because we're not worried about ourselves. We're worried about them.
Yeah, we've taken that personal aspect completely out of it.
Yeah, because I guess, and if, correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm picking up here, is that you're putting all your focus is on the talent, all your focus is on putting them over, on making sure the spotlight is on them rather than on you. It's not, hey, I'm the owner of this company, I put this together, I put the card together and yada yada yada, me. I made this show. No, it's they're making the show happen. They're the ones putting the work in. They're the ones putting the flyers out and making sure that promos are made.
Nobody's paying to see me.
Correct.
Yeah, it's way more fun than trying to shoehorn a bunch of people into positions that they don't necessarily want to be in. Right. You know what I mean? We're not
herding cats.
Yeah, we're not sitting here breaking up tag teams that have been tagging all across the country for, months and months and months and months and making a great name for themselves. We're not going to bring them in and go, yeah, you know what? You're going to be a bad guy. You're going to be a good guy. Go.
Why do that? Now you're messing up their flow on the back end. So you're showing with that decision, you're constantly only worried about what you're doing right here, as opposed to, well, you understand the decisions that you're making don't just affect you; they affect like a dominoes effect of people.
Correct.
So it's almost like the way a parent has to look at their decisions when they have their first child. They can't just look at it as it's what I'm about to do is just going to affect me. Now it affects more than just me.
Yep.
You have to approach it that way. Every decision, even if it's, hey, I'm about to go get me a drink from the gas station. Could that affect somebody? Oh, I wasn't near my phone when somebody needed to call me. So X, Y, Z, there's always something that could be going on.
Yeah,
and
so
that
true.
that boils down into what the main goal of this fake wrestling promotion is we want you to pay to go see these talents everywhere they work.
Everywhere, right? Not just us. Go down to Augusta. Go see them at IWE. Absolutely.
That's right.
But that's the whole point of this is to cross brand, and any of those fans that we have that are avid diehard fans that would have no problem driving 2 state lines to go see IWE in Augusta will be happy to do so now that they've had a sampling of this come October 6th.
That is awesome. That's awesome. You said something. But you guys went on such a great silent tangent. I didn't want to interrupt. But yeah, that's beautiful. Beautifully said. We got some comments already from the Twitch channel. Hell what yeah, let them know. Kieran? Superjaw Pro, say hi.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize you could see my chat too.
That's good shit. Oh, that put me hard. That's good.
Way to put yourself over. There's
we just got done with 30 minutes of no, we don't do that. That was merely a test. Sorry about that.
Correct. Yo, how's it going? Hey, welcome to the show. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, that's Siren Skylark, host of the Super Kick Show. They watch all kinds of awesome wrestling. They were kind enough to watch. We outside of just Ace, we get to work with and promote so many other companies.
Mm-hmm.
And Siren is one of the people that goes back and watches all the things we do, brings it to a new audience, and shows us love crazy all the time. So cannot thank you enough for the things that you do for us and for everybody else around here.
No doubt. I second
that. See, helping, it's one hand washes the other, right?
That's it.
That's what it's all about. All right. That was a long, thoughtful answer.
Yeah. Wait, you asked a question?
Well,
I know, right?
Those are our statements. We don't.
I was just talking.
All right. Well, come on. Let's go through. Well, we already did a breakdown of what the card, but let's actually get in depth here. First matchup here. Drop a Fellow Records with Andrew Diggs going to 1-on-1. Going against. I keep saying that the Allen, but it's not 1-on-1. It's a tag match. Dang
it's because there's only one name on either side. I feel.
I think that's what's. The Allen brothers.
With these two, I think the interesting aspect of it is the Firestar background. You know, both of these teams continuously bump into each other there. And I mean, Firestar just had their biggest show of the year not too long ago, Wrestle Revival 11.
Revival.
And these were 2 of the 3 teams that were involved in DLC that night for the Firestar tag titles.
Well, now I'm going to stop you right there because we are adding in an enormous X factor into this situation by the name of the.
I was going to say that's
Khalifa,
I was wrapping around to with Drop-A-Fella. It's a collection of humans that are all those utility players. So you could take Maurice out and put Dante in, or take Trey out and put Manny in. It doesn't matter what combination of them. No matter what combination of Drop-A-Fella records you have, you're going to have a problem regardless that night.
And I feel the same way about the Allen brothers. There's like 37
no doubt.
of them.
There's like 15 of them. Yeah.
I lost count. Unbelievably talented. Like they were one of those teams that from the first time they showed up, and I will give credit to the man that trained them, Rob Killjoy.
No doubt.
They have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that they belong in the upper echelon of tag teams within a 500-mile radius. They've done great things. Robert is huge and really strong, and Steve is fast and will knock your teeth out before you can realize he's.
I was going to say, I watched him pick up Mark James and powerbomb him at Wrestle Revival. Did Steve Allen? So
that's freaking crazy.
You know what I mean? Size be damned. That man has no issue picking anybody up if he needed to, and just trying to handle.
Talk about, does he lift, bro? Yeah, he does.
Yes,
easily. Yeah. Yes, Mark James. That's it.
Jeez, that is a big man. All right, him's a big boy.
And now you have to also look at, and this is probably not my most intelligent move as somebody who puts these shows together. I'm the dumbass that just put all 6 of the people, I should say, from that match back in the same building.
Right.
And I don't know if you've kept up on things since then, but there is most definitely some unfinished business between all 6 individuals.
You did quite the match here. Quite literally for this match. Hey, see what I did there?
Oops.
The altercation that broke out at the end of the A show. I mean, when everything.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I and I'll be honest with you, we were very lucky that Mark happened to be there. Mark was not booked. Mark James came out to support the company. Because, like I said, he's somebody who invests in his own brand. And Maurice, or I shouldn't even say Maurice, but the leader of Drop-A-Fella Records decided to take it upon himself to, A, make us have to clean up a bunch more stuff, and B, piss off Rob Killjoy at his merch table because he was losing sales.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
That is a big no-no.
Kevin, are you talking? Because we can't hear you, bud. I think you got disconnected.
Oh, no. We'll have to get him reconnected. But in the meantime...
Yeah, you don't mess with Killjoy's merch sales. That's a big no.
It's got duck calls, got T-shirts, got ducks quack.
Got duckies. He actually has rubber duckies?
Several. In all shapes and sizes.
I'm waiting to get my Bob's Burgers inspired duck T-shirt. That's probably my favorite of all his merch.
Absolutely. Can't say enough good stuff about Rob. And again, he's the one who helped get the Allen brothers to where they are today.
And you could tell the training they've gotten under Rob, because there's a hint of a little Rob Killjoy in there.
They've got what I like to call smooth motion.
Yes, perpetual motion.
Yes. Yeah, I'm really, really impressed with what the Allens have been able to do in such a short period working around North Carolina. And I mean, while I might not always agree with their methodology and how they go about doing things, I really can't say anything bad about Drop-A-Fella Records. As somebody in my younger days who knows what it means to say, sometimes you got to cheat to win, but it doesn't mean you didn't win.
True. And, it's also, you call it cheating. I call it tactic deleting.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's a rule bendery, if you will.
Yes. You got to give it up for a manager who's willing to do anything for their clients.
I'm not going to lie to you. I wouldn't doubt that Pierce kind of got... I mean, he got screwed over at the last show completely. with the whole situation, which now leaves Maurice being the #1 contender for
Yeah.
Caitlin Marie's openweight championship, interim openweight championship, I should say. And I love me some Andrew Diggs as the guy who doesn't have to deal with them all the time. Sorry, Pierce. I can only say that he's doing exactly what needs to be done to elevate the people that fall under his umbrella. And he actually, a little bit more inside baseball, he's worked for the Superjaw brand for almost 3 years now.
Yep, I remember when I first met him.
Yeah, and took it upon himself because he knew he could do better to go out and do better. So I all the credit in the world to him. All the credit in the world. But we'll see what happens there, because Dante Khalifa is not Maurice Moss.
No.
Dante is the problem solver. He will come in and handle business. Hold on, I'm trying to do tech support with Pierce real quick.
Tech support. All right. No problem. Take your time. Take your time. See, that being said, especially with the fallout that happened the last time these guys were in the same room together, this is going to be pandemonium.
Absolutely. But that generally makes for a good time if you're sitting in the seats. So
true. So this is kind of the wild card matchup. I mean, this is the first matchup we're talking about. I feel like this could go either way, but I'm going to give the advantage here just because of the numbers game and because who's in that ring to Drop a Fella Records.
Well, I'm going to respectfully not necessarily disagree, but remind you that there are 2 other Allen brothers.
Yeah, true. This is true. We could probably have the whole Allen family out there. Yeah, you're right. That's a good point.
Allentown, PA. Let's go. Okay, Pierce said that you might need to add him back.
Okay, no problem. Here we go. Hello.
Am I good?
Right. There we go.
Okay, I was wondering. I had to figure out what piece of technology had failed me, but I'm listening to everything you guys have said. I would have to say that the Allen brothers, in my opinion, have the advantage here, not because of my history with Drop a Fella, but because I feel like with the most recent losses they've had, they are properly motivated to take care of business on October 6th.
Yeah, and again, this is Ace versus IWE, and I mean, I ain't trying to put my guys down, but IWE brought some competition, man.
Yeah. And that's why we teamed up with them, because we knew that they would.
Exactly. We don't work with no slouches.
Hey. All right. That's just the first one. All right, moving on. Second matchup. Leah Knight versus Mila Johnson. We talked a little bit about the evolution of both these competitors and how they've grown into who they are as of right now, because that evolution is still not done. We're only at the mid-tier here, and they're still elevating every matchup. There's always something new that they're learning. There's always something new that you see or you know that they picked up from the last matchup. What are your predictions on this one?
Leah Knight all day. No
is
disrespect to Mila Johnson, but Leah's got that. She's got that momentum going right now. Especially, I mean, and Mila's got to understand she's coming to Leah Knight's backyard. It's not the other way around. So Leah already has the advantage, in my opinion.
And I'm gonna say this match comes down to it's really brain versus brawn.
Yeah.
Leah is an unbelievably powerful competitor, and Mila is one of the single most intelligent wrestlers that I know. So can Mila find a way to outsmart Leah before Leah gets a hold of her? It's the current Jewels of Wrestling champion versus one of the single best hardcore thought-provoking wrestlers that I know. So I can't make a call on this one. I don't know. And that's the way it should be. I don't have a clue.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, it should be booked to where it's really like Joe said, it's a hard decision to make.
And I
If you
think
had to pick a winner.
in a match like this, regardless of who ends up with the pinfall or submission, there will be no losers. Both athletes are going to come out of this match better than they walked in.
Agreed. All right. The fans winning. The fans are winning on this one.
Yeah, the fans win this one.
Yeah, these are great points, and it makes it difficult for me to decide too. Because I know both of these ladies. I've seen their work. I've seen how brutal they can be, and you're right. This is kind of the tactician versus the brawler here, and it's hard. It's just depends who hits first.
Yeah,
really.
I know Mila can tie up and rip a limb off in no time.
Right. Can she do it in a match where rules will actually be a thing?
That's another thing. Yeah. And she has a temper. Can she keep that temper in check so she can make those smart decisions? Because you don't want to lose to a disqualification.
No.
Then that might be a possibility.
Now, with that being said, Maurice finds himself in the situation he's in because of disqualification, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. This would have been a match for the Ace Openweight Championship if he had won that match cleanly. If he had not resorted to the tactics that he used against Kidney on, I would have had no choice.
Well, this is just me being devil's advocate. It could also be a good game plan if you think about it, because not saying there was a title match, but for title matches, can only change hands by pinfall and submission. So DQs are a way to kind of still, win but not win because you're not winning, but you're still walking away with the title, I guess.
I think he made an intelligent. I think, all in all, that was an intelligent decision on his part. But we'll get back to that. We'll get to that one.
Sorry, I was sorry.
Saying. But yes, I agree. This will go hard. This is going to be fantastic.
Agreed. Yeah, this is one of those matches, and I mean, you think about it this way: if Mila's able to pick up a victory over Leah, what's to stop her from walking up to Kozone and saying, "I just beat your champ. Now I want to do it for the title," because Leah is the current reigning and defending Jewels of Wrestling champion as well.
This is true.
So this could have implications all over the wrestling world, depending on how this match goes.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. Excellent point. Ooh, you just upped the stakes there, sir. Woo!
I'm telling you, imagine what the production meetings are like when you got a brain like that across from you.
Uh-oh.
Se puso caliente. Ay, Dios mío.
I fucking love it.
All right. Damn. Okay, so now it comes down to me. Will Leah? Oh, shit. Man.
If you don't know, that means we did a good job.
There you go.
yeah. I can't, but I don't want to be. I want to say Mila. Somehow Mila does something. That's one thing. She's a wild card,
and I think years in the business are going to serve her well in this match.
Yeah, it's the longevity. It's the experience. She's going to pull something out.
Right.
All right. I'm telling you said that.
Please don't.
I won't.
I already deal with the Italian at home.
She made me watch it, honestly.
I just felt the heat.
Yeah, you felt the room change a little bit, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. All right, next matchup: Soulfly Manny Low versus Skrilla the Great.
I'm going to reiterate: Skrilla the Great, Georgia Wrestler of the Year.
Wrestler of the Year.
And now I don't know if you've gotten a chance to see. Well, no, you told me you got a chance to sit down and watch the show.
Yeah.
Manny's kind of on the fence here with the people that are behind him.
Mm-hmm.
So I can honestly say I don't know. I don't know if they're going to have his back the same way they would have had his back a month ago.
It felt like an ultimatum, honestly. When I saw that piece of business that they had, that little meeting, it seemed like Manny was sort of the odd man out. I'm hoping that's not the case because, again, I mean, just for the sake of Drop Fellow Records, because I mean the strength that they have with Manny on board is just unbelievable. But again, can he stay focused?
Yeah.
Now, again, we've got huge implications with this match.
Right.
Skrilla the Great looking to rebound off a loss to Colby Carino at the last IWE event, the program. And we have SoFly Manny Lowe with this being the lead into his match against Jackson Drake for the Firestar Heavyweight Championship.
Right.
So we have two people that are very desperate for a win to maintain their momentum or rebuild their momentum.
Correct. And this is kind of like their litmus test to
Absolutely.
continue on.
Very
Can
much
they do it?
so,
Yeah, it's basically who walks out of this match with their head held high.
Mhm.
Who gets to say, I know what's next again.
Well, and two, this really comes down to a battle of the states. I mean, this is the top representative of Georgia going against one of the top representatives, if not the top representative for North Carolina.
Absolutely.
Especially if we're basing this off of talent. Oh, hell yeah, man. He's got that spot. No doubt.
Yeah, Manny is one of the single best professional wrestlers. And I mean that in all facets. I'm talking on the mic, in the ring.
Yep.
The looks on point. Manny's also recovering. Well, not recovering anymore, but he's just recently been cleared after shoulder surgery. So we don't know if Skrilla knows that and is going to exploit it.
A smart man would exploit it, but man, this is difficult. This could go either way, and that's what makes it so hard. And Manny Lowe fantastic every time. Yeah, that's true. He is. Let me tell you, the kid puts on a hell of a match, and I think it's eventually going to come down to stamina. Who's going to outlast the other?
Yeah, do we have to worry about Manny still shaking off some kind of ring rust after the surgery?
Correct.
And Skrilla's been competing on a regular basis.
And I think that's what's going to come into factor. And thank you. You actually took the words right out of my mouth. Like, what is how has the recovery been going?
Well,
is there been some in-ring work since then? Is it going to Kevin, somebody who's been.
Yeah, no, I was gonna agree with your point. Not only does Manny Lowe have to worry about the most recent surgery, but let's think about the day of. Manny Lowe is driving a shorter distance than Skrilla is. So that level of comfort that he's going to have when he shows up to the building is already diminished. So that's what I'm giving a lot of the advantage to the people in North Carolina because they don't have to travel that far for this one. People do not actually take into account how much wear and tear that does on your body. 6
hours in a car is 6 hours in a car.
You know what I mean? It's like you make that one drive from Charlotte to Miami one time, and you'll learn in a box truck. You'll learn just how that'll affect you. Even
a short rest does not replenish you as better as a long rest. Exactly. So yeah, it's correct. So there's factors here on either way for both of these competitors, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to give the advantage here, home field advantage here to SoFly. I think SoFly takes this.
I agree.
That's fair, and I have to be the doubter and say that, especially after what happened with Manny at the last event, not knowing if he has the full backing of Drop-A-Fella Records behind him, I think Skrill is a shoe-in on this one.
Let me flip that around. What if that's the motivation that he needs to prove himself for this matchup? That could be the motivating factor.
To prove himself to Drop-A-Fella?
Yeah. Well, think about it. What other motivation than to have prove yourself that, like, no, I should be here. This is my chance. I'm going to prove to you that I belong here. I'm going to prove to you that I'm an asset.
I would hope that Manny doesn't feel that he has to put his flag anywhere, honestly. I mean, when you look back at what happened at the last Ace event, it was more, at the time, Maurice who swung on Manny. Manny didn't swing on Maurice.
Yeah.
So really and truly, I mean, that I wonder if we're all wondering, just like Manny might be wondering, what exactly is Drop-A-Fella going to do?
And now I have to bring up a video that was just released earlier today.
Right.
And
actually, you could put her on screen if you want.
Oh, I don't know how to do all that. Go to Instagram and give Maurice the views.
Yes, absolutely.
I got you.
There was a direct quote from that, and I believe the quote was, "You do things your way, and I'm going to do things my way."
And that was a quote from Manny Lowe. You're absolutely right.
What are those ways and what's different about them?
Right.
And does that put Manny at an advantage or a disadvantage? So I have to say there are enough factors in play for SoFly Manny Lowe that I think Skrilla might be able to pick one up on him. I think Skrilla's coming into this.
Am I going to Manny Lowe or am I going to?
I think it's on Maurice's.
Oh, should we still be?
Yeah, it was dropped by Maurice and dropped I believe, at like 3 or 4 o'clock today. And that's the thing too with Maurice having this identity crisis of just a minute sort. I wonder if there are days when Maurice wakes up and he sees things that have been posted and doesn't realize why they've been posted. I don't exactly know where his head is, and that's the scariest part about it.
What's going to stop Maurice from doing what he did at the last show to Manny again?
Exactly.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, and there's a short fuse here, and that tension could boil over, and that could be a factor. You're right. He could come out in the middle of this matchup and take that away.
I would say even if Andrew Diggs thinks that Manny Lowe makes one wrong step, he can unleash the dogs right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Maurice.
And that's another thing. Does Diggs even have an actual reign on the people that he's representing?
Honestly, I think he has a much stronger hold on them than they let off.
Okay.
Because like we said, I've known Andrew Diggs since he joined the team, and he was nowhere near as vocal, nowhere near as boisterous, very timid. Wouldn't really raise his voice up.
Completely different since the last time.
Different. And I can tell you the exact moment I saw it happen. There was a mic malfunction at one of the shows, and he had finally had enough with everything, and apparently that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And I hear this man start screaming. Now, mind you, I'm at commentary. I start looking at the production team like, who the fuck is this guy? And where's he been at for the last 5 months? Like, I had no idea he was even capable of that. And once I saw that was the understanding of what Drop a Fella could be.
I think that he finally got it, and the aha moment was that moment.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, and he has not stepped back since.
Not even for a
fraction. And I got to say, I am impressed with his work, and especially seeing him recently. I've done a couple shows with the kid, and I got to admit, the kid has evolved, and there's that spark in him.
I think it's one of those things where with certain humans, I mean, you can't keep pissing on them and tell them it's raining. Eventually, they're going to figure it out. You know what I mean?
Ain't that the truth?
And I feel like Diggs is one of those that figured it out. Like he was tired of getting pissed on. Yeah. And I think the issue that he's running into now is that he is confusing that familiar feeling of being pissed on as opposed to being helped, because he really hasn't been helped. And that's what I'm trying to do, but I'm afraid he's confusing that with me trying to piss on him, and that's not the case. So I'm hoping we can come to some sense of an understanding, but I just want Diggs to understand that I've been in those shoes before, and I know how uncomfortable they can be. Yeah. Maybe not to the degree, but I have a sense of understanding when it comes to it.
Well, I got the setup here. Huh? What?
Remember when you were worried that we wouldn't be able to talk for an hour?
Yeah. I was totally wrong. All right, I got the footage here. I'm going to add it here to the stage. I'm going to remove this real quick. And let's just let that play.
I think you got it muted. There we go.
Shout outs to Kendall, who is an amazing camera operator, photographer, who I know has been running with these guys a lot lately.
Yeah, I understand. You got business. Next time. You should put some forward in there. No. We ain't worried about it, bro. We understand you got business, man. The problem's up. We got you, bro.
Hey, you can get off that phone now, bro.
You hear this? We already started.
He's talking to Dante.
I don't care who we talking to. Hey.
I'm talking to you. All right. Hey. I understand. Look, I understand. I get it. Y'all don't know what the hell is going on.
What's going on?
It's on me, all right? I asked Andrew not to share the plan with you. What? I asked him not to share because I wasn't sure what y'all was going like. Y'all don't know me. Y'all know Maurice. But Maurice wasn't really getting shit done, you feel me? And so the plan we had
Was you in your emo phase now?
I think it's listen. I understand.
I like it. It's kind of crazy. That won't, you know what I'm saying?
I understand you a little bit salty.
Yeah, we're not gonna act like that didn't happen.
But it's okay. I understand, bro. I get it. I promise you, I get it, bro. But it wasn't even like that. I was riled up. You seen what I went through?
Bro, he was riled up. He was whooping Neon's ass. He was whooping his ass.
I was riled up. And then, like I said, I already felt like y'all was a little bit hesitant on the plan. And then when I was handling business and all y'all was coming in trying to pull me off, like, is that not what we trying to do? Make a statement? Are we not trying? Have they not been disrespecting us? So I really felt like, as my people, y'all would have been backing me. I mean, I feel like when y'all was coming in the ring, y'all was there to back me up, and y'all started pulling me off. You included.
You're doing too much. I don't hate the message. I just hate the
reverse decision. They want to reverse the decision. You lose the match, lose the opportunity. You got to be focused. This is business.
You talk about
Did I lose the opportunity?
You did a little much.
Hey, I understand I'm a little off kilter, but I'm not dumb.
Yeah, you are off kilter. Off in the head. So you got screw loose, bro.
I do, bro. And I really understand that. But at this point, you got one or two options. We can be cool, or you can try to settle. Jeez.
Wait a minute.
What we doing? Hold on. Settling. What we settling?
I mean, if we being real, like, I mean, if I got punched in the face, I wasn't one to take it either. Like, if we being real, if you guys do something, bro, I'm just saying.
You want maybe in there.
I want all y'all in the group. The question is, do y'all want me? Because I'm not Maurice. I get shit done.
Well, we need you to respect all of us and keep us up to date on what's going on. You can't be out here cold packing us in the mouth like that. You know what I'm saying? That's you.
Hey, you got your one slip up.
It was a slip. That's how it was.
We good.
Shake his hand. Shake his hand.
Hey, you can wrestle your way. I do it my way.
Yeah, we together. We together. We together.
All right, but we good though, right? Everybody,
I'm telling you, I know we good.
Take it.
Okay.
They don't want to hear.
Can we get out this light drizzle?
Okay,
It's cold.
moving forward, now that we got that out the way, moving forward, we can't be out here doing like we did last time. No wins the entire night, no clean wins the all night. This show coming up, okay, I need straight victories. I need you and Dante to handle business against the Islands. You know, we've been doing this thing with the Islands everywhere. You got all the ammunition in the world to get your one back on the Islands, okay? You already know what you got to do and whoever they're going to put up once they get their stuff together. All right? And how much time you got left before we get you back in this rotation? Because I'm tired of it, okay?
I'm tired of it.
We need clean sweeps. Are we paying attention? Clean sweeps, okay?
Listen,
You got to take this over.
Clean
Cease is out.
How we into this beast, bro?
All right.
Drop a fella records
Let's
on
go.
3?
Come on.
Yeah, Little League football, Pee Wee style.
Come on now, ladies.
Don't go in.
All right.
Drop a fella on
Drop a
3.
fella.
I know. Wild crowd. 1, 2, 3.
Drop a fella.
Doesn't even sound like Maurice.
No,
That was
that's a different man.
crazy. That was crazy.
And I mean, even Diggs the same way. I mean, if you had asked me 8 months ago to ask Andrew Diggs to say any part of what he just said, he would have been able to do it.
As a man that knows what he needs.
Exactly. He knows what he needs when he needs it. Now he's not afraid to say so.
Yeah, and I know he gets under your skin a little bit. You guys got your thing going, but I can't deny him the respect he deserves.
No, absolutely. At the end of the day, whether I like you or don't like you personally is not going to determine whether or not you make it in that fucking ring.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with it. There are plenty of people that I will not name here that I am not a fan of working with, but that's not the point. When they step in that ring, they handle their business and they do their job.
It's
That's
called
all that I
being
asked.
professional. That's what it is. This is a business.
At the end of the day, I thought that's what we were doing. I guess I'm the only one that was confused. I don't know. But again,
That was intense. I wonder what he meant by that.
Again, you could say that question, literally, you could insert that question at any point during that segment. What does he mean by that? And, like he wouldn't even say what his name was. So we're sitting here in the interview, and he's not even here. We're even scared to call him where he says we're sitting here.
True. This is true.
You know what I mean? He's not even in the room.
He said it
3
again.
separate locations, but he could definitely hear us, most certainly. But
He's probably watching. I wouldn't be surprised.
I have no doubts. And if not, Diggs has definitely got it on the DVR because he shoots this information out to everybody. Did I just date myself with the DVR?
Okay, hold on. Let's. We're live on the Superjaw Twitch. We're live on the Superjaw YouTube. We're live on the Wrestling Wire Facebook page. We're on the YouTubes. We're live on the Roku TV. He could be watching it in his
watching anywhere.
Anyway,
And-
he could literally be sitting down in his hotel room, relaxed and drinking a drink and be like, yeah.
Well, that's another thing. With the different roles that I have, I could go to a Firestar show and just do commentary where but they were still going to direct that anger at me from Ace several times. And all I'm trying to do is my job. That's it. Just trying to do my job. I've been called in to do a job. This isn't necessarily my show. I'm just doing my part in the shop, just like they would. But they've made it a point to come over to where I am and make a statement, and I've heard it loud and clear.
So there you have it on that. I got the goose pimples.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Brutality Inc. versus Sports Entertainment Empire. I'm excited for this one. Look, the dangerous zaddy, James Johnson, right? The guy could be brutal. He can come in and he could give you the pop of punishment.
You can't have a beard like that without being tough.
Exactly. No, I agree with that. My question is, can he do that outside of Georgia? Can he do that outside of South Carolina? Can he bring that level of violence to North Carolina? Because I guarantee you, whatever flavor he wants to sample in North Carolina, Mark James and Alex Evans' flavor is far spicier. I guarantee you.
Yeah, Mark and Alex have been tearing up.
Yeah.
And, raising every single company that they've walked into for almost the last 2 years straight.
And that's not Sports Entertainment Empire by any means. I'm trying to emphasize to them the fight they have on their hands because I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah, I've almost been hit with it firsthand.
Yeah, I've seen both of these teams firsthand, and it's crazy how far they're willing to go for that win. I think the only thing that probably gives the advantage here is the fact that Sports Entertainment Empire have been working together consistently.
Yeah.
Brutality Inc., not as much. I believe Alex went away for a little bit and then came back.
Busted ankle or something like that. He was out for a minute.
That's right. I do remember that. Yep.
So that may be a factor here.
Now you have to look at what else is sitting in the room next to them.
Well, exactly.
You've got 4 other people that want their blood that aren't even in the same match.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, these two, Brutality Inc., still hold the Firestar Pro Wrestling tag titles that Dropafella is absolutely gunning for. And Mark James even said the phrase himself, on site. It's not going to be a conversation. On site. That was when this happened.
Separate the locker rooms on this one.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we literally have to look at the way we have the whole venue laid out to make sure that we're able to keep these two apart until it's time to put them in the ring.
And then you have, like you were just saying, James Johnson and Drew Hood are the most well-oiled machines. They're out here looking like The Rock in the 90s. They are well-oiled.
Well, every tree, no doubt. Every tree looks strong until it hits a wood chipper.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the dynamic here is quite interesting. And I think what's really going to come into play here is Drew Hood. I believe he's going to be the wild card in this one.
He's
charisma,
the one I know the least about, I will say.
Yeah, the charisma aside, the kid is a workhorse. The kid has evolved, and since he's been under, Papa James' care, he's gotten even better.
Absolutely.
And
great shape.
Best shape I've ever seen him in his career.
Great shape that he's ever been in, and just you could tell the passion and the study that he does
And I hate to sort of vulgarize it a little bit, but honestly, the level of give a fuck, it's there.
Yeah.
The level is there. That's one of the things that I look for when it comes to talent is what's that level of give a fuck look like? Like, let's cut through all the sugarcoating, all that. Do they give a fuck?
And they do.
And they do.
And that's something that is rarely found.
Correct. And I think the only thing that kind of gets the brutality with Inc. lately in these matches, especially if it's been like a tag team match, is shenanigans or distractions. I believe they sometimes get easily distracted. I think the anger gets to them. You don't usually
themselves.
That true. You don't let the anger get ahead of you because then you make mistakes. I think that's the only one of the biggest cons that I believe that they have that has going against them in this matchup.
Well, that and oh no, I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I was just about to say I'm all up on the Drew hype train. That I'm on the Drew train here. To start things off here, and I think that's what I'm excited to see is to start this match off. It has to be Alex and Drew.
See, I would say Mark starts. Honestly, I think Alex is your cleanup batter. He's the one that finishes things. Mark is the one that I'm putting my money on Mark on this one.
I have to I have to agree. I think Mark's 20 plus years in the industry. And again, there's somebody else who is in the single best shape of their career and has been, I mean, I'm pretty sure Mark is still the Shockwave heavyweight champion. Yep. I know that Mark and Alex are holding tag titles at United Pro Wrestling, Firestar.
Yep.
It's their track record speaks for itself in a lot of ways.
Correct.
And I think if Mark can keep himself in check throughout this match, and like you said, not let his anger get the best of him, I got to give this one to brutality. I think they're going to eke out a win here. I don't think it's going to be easy, and I don't think it's going to be pretty.
No, it never is with them.
No.
But honestly, when it comes to wins, it doesn't need to be.
No, all that matters is what happens after the bell.
Correct. Exactly. And that's one thing that I really, and again, taking all my notes here, they've just been on a winning streak. But when things do get crazy in there, it's the anger. Something happens and they just kind of drop the ball. I've seen them drop the ball, but when they get the job done, it is brutally, beautifully done. These are some big boys being brutal here.
No doubt.
And they know how to handle that business.
I think I agree with you, but I think the real question is when that miscommunication happens, which one of the two of them had it first? Because that's going to be the most telling sign.
Absolutely. It's who's in the right, who's in the wrong when that happens.
Right.
Because Mark is a born leader. He has shown it exponentially.
Yeah, no doubt.
In the locker room with Alex, since Alex has been in his tutelage, has been a completely different Alex. Just
more brutal Alex.
Yeah.
That's it.
In fact, he's gotten opportunities. He's gotten to be able to travel. He's gotten to. It's a whole different person. Same thing. I think that's kind of like what we're seeing here is a mirror of the other team, so to speak. Since Drew has been under James, it's been that evolution of taking this seriously, putting in the work grind, and same thing with the relationship with Mark and Alex. And it's going to be amazing to see how this is going to play out. But
who got their student to evolve further?
Correct. And
what a great line. Yeah, that's exactly it.
So this is difficult. I love both of these teams. I love all four of these guys.
Same.
It's not difficult to do Brutality Inc. That's
it. if Sports Entertainment Empire wasn't coming in under the IWE banner, they probably would have come in under the Ace banner.
That's fair.
They just walked out and got them first.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with SEE taking it this one.
Fair. All right. There's really no wrong answers. There's a level, as Tyler always says, there's levels to this shit. And these two teams are on a different one.
Shout out to Superdome Tyler. Fucking love that guy.
That's right.
He's like an onion. He has layers.
Yes.
Hey, legit, yeah. Overs are like onions.
Words are like bullets.
Damn it, Joe.
Well,
What
because
the-
of this, the
Here we
semi-main,
Oh,
semi-main,
2 title matches of the night.
man. Chad Skywalker, current Mayhem champion versus Dre the GOAT. I've had the pleasure of seeing these guys work, and let me tell you, I play a lot of fighting games. I play a lot of, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 has just dropped. This is gonna be all up in the air, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is where's the Marvel baby matchup.
This legit is the Airwolf match. Like this
We're looking at Horong versus freaking martial law here.
Yeah.
Ooh, I was gonna say Lee and Law, but yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Honestly,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, knowing what I know about Chad, I think he has more of a reason here. This is Dre's first opportunity at a championship, quite possibly. But just to steal an old phrase, to have been to Eden and tasted its fruit may be worse than never having been there at all.
Truth.
So I'm gonna have to give this one to Chad. I mean, he's got, now again, they're both coming to the opposing team side. Yeah, the Carolinas for this one. So this is really about Georgia proving to North Carolina that they're up to North Carolina's level.
And I think this is definitely the one that'll do it.
No doubt.
I think that Georgia, along with Skrilla the Great, could not have sent better representatives to show.
They sent their best. Absolutely.
They sent their absolute best. And I think that this match will very easily prove it.
Oh yeah.
I've seen. I know Chad won the title from, I believe it was Charlie Anarchy in an all over Atlanta match.
So it was Falls Count Anywhere in Augusta match. Yeah.
That was what you said, because what do I know?
And I hate saying this, but I am from born and raised in Augusta, Georgia. So I have a bit of
explains so much.
And it's both the brands kind of blend for me. So this one is home.
Yeah, I think we're going to see one of the best wrestlers in Augusta come out on top, regardless of who gets the 3 count on this.
There you go.
Now I know Chad has a lot more experience, but he's also taken a lot more damage.
Yes.
Being a Skywalker for the better part of a decade is definitely going to take its toll on you. And Dre the GOAT he's fresh, he's young, he's up and coming. He can dance real good too.
To Skywalker's advantage, not only has he been hit that many times, but he knows how to bounce back from it. Does Dre has Dre been hit that hard yet? That's
he's about to learn. He's about to
be.
I mean,
I hope he's ready.
And let's not say it's all age. Let's say it's experience. And I think
that's what I mean. Yeah, age doesn't mean shit. It all comes down to the experiences that you've had in the business themselves and how quality any of the reps that you've had have been.
Yeah,
that's what we're going to find out when it comes to these two. Yeah, exactly.
I you know me, I'm a huge Chad Skywalker guy.
Yep.
But I think the innovative style that Dre the GOAT brings to this match might cause Chad some problems.
Oh, it's going to test him, that's for sure.
You don't know where Dre's coming from. He will.
I'm not even certain Dre knows where Dre's coming from sometimes.
I think he's such a wild card, fly by the seat of his pants, quite literally, because he's
if you can get him to sit down. Yeah.
Correct. It's just it's crazy how he can think of a game plan as it happens.
Right.
Just react.
He sort of has that veteran mindset without having the veteran mentality.
Correct. But he's going up against a true veteran here in the business who's taken those kind of hits, and he's going to have champion's advantage here. And he knows that this young buck is coming up for an OG, but he knows how the games have been played. So I feel like Chad has the advantage here.
I think this likely could be the passing of a torch, the changing of a guard.
I think so?
I really do.
I think the opportunity's there. Now, will Dre seize it? That's the question.
Yeah.
Because the opportunity from both Ace and IWE has been laid out before both of these gentlemen. And so the question is, who's going to take that opportunity?
Yeah, I this is another toss up for me.
Mhm.
I really the skill sets match up so well,
Mm-hmm.
and the mentality that both men have walking into this match. I don't think I couldn't justifiably pick a clear winner.
No, this was hard. This is going to be a high octane, high flying, spectacular. This is going to be all over the place. This is eventually going to hit outside the ring, guaranteed.
I'm honestly
Uh,
getting, just looking at the graphic and knowing what these two are capable of, and knowing that I'm going to be on commentary for this. Like I'm starting to lose my breath thinking about what I'm going to have to call as because you're going to have to call everything as it's happening, but they literally move so fast that you almost can't even finish one sentence before you have to start another one.
Bring the chloroseptic.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, this is a toss up for me. I couldn't pick this. If you could put a gun to my head and I'd say pull a trigger because I can't choose.
Honestly, it's I don't want to say it's an even match, but
You don't think it's even?
absolutely not. No, and when you're talking about experience, yeah, he has all the potential in the world, but piss in one hand and put potential in the other, and tell me which one fills up first. At the end of the day, it's the experience that he has currently that Chad is walking into the building with, not the experience that Dre's going to go home with.
True. Okay, I'll give you
This
that.
is what Chad is already walking into the building with. This may be a whole new experience for Dre. So the first 45 minutes of trying to understand what these feelings mean could be the determining factor that allows Chad Skywalker to walk out Mayhem champion.
This is true.
You and your logic.
I mean, I hate to be the only guy. Yeah. Sorry about that.
This is such a, and again, using fighting game terminology here, wave dash and flying combos, air combos in the air kind of situation.
Absolutely.
And it all comes down to who has the better tool set, or who has the tool set and is willing to use it first.
Well, and the scary part for Dre is that he's going to find out that he has tools available to him that he did not have a clue before were even there. But because he was in the ring with a Chad Skywalker.
I don't know if you guys play Marvel vs. Capcom, but I see this as a Storm versus Magneto matchup.
Yeah, I
very
can
much
feel that.
so.
I can feel
Yeah.
that. All right.
I'm hyped for this.
Let's roll. Let's do this.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Chad Skywalker retains. Experience is gonna take this one.
I'm going to have to agree.
All right. Well, you know what? Screw you guys. I'm gonna go with Dre the Goat. You know why? Because he's the goat.
There you go. Okay. Fair enough.
I'll make a choice, and that's because I'll put my faith in the new guy.
You know what? I'm here for it.
I respect it. I hope it wasn't a bad choice.
I see what you did there.
Yep. Brother, you just give me all these lines for commentary, bro. I'm telling you,
You're
go back and
welcome.
watch the playback.
It's almost like you're a commentator.
It's almost like I do this. And the main event, we just saw the video. This is a new MM with Andrew Tiggs here going against, as they say, carb subject to change, Darian and D'Angelo.
Man, I'm just gonna start this off by saying we have all got a good sense of what Maurice brings to the table. If you saw the last event, you know what he's bringing to the table. I think.
Just catching up on the comments.
That's right. That's right.
The goat. We got the goat in there. Oh hell yeah! Yeah, that's the reaction to this one. Oh hell yeah! Yeah, this is oh hell yeah, Joe. As you were saying, I'm sorry.
I think D'Angelo's the dark horse in this match. I think he is somebody that I have seen evolve so much in the last year that I put him in the same ilk that I would put Dre the Goat. And you said it best before, Pierce. I don't think he quite understands the tools he has at his disposal.
Right.
This kid he's in, again, the greatest shape of his career. He's moving faster. He's hitting harder.
And not only that, he's far more intelligent than he used to be. And I apologize for cutting you off, Joe.
No. You're absolutely right, though. He's got the in-ring IQ now.
Yeah, and the reason is because he does more than just wrestle. I'm gonna peel back the curtain for just a second here. I recently was able to work with MLW for the first time, and D'Angelo was one of the first people I saw when I walked into the building. And he wasn't there as a fan. He wasn't there as ticket paying anything. He was working. Now, he wasn't in the ring, but he was producing.
Exactly.
He was around all of these brains, all of these minds. So you don't have to be in the ring to learn something when you go to a show. I've been to WWE 3 or 4 times, not made it into the ring one time, but I learned far more just standing around and looking at everything and how they operate, what they do it, and why they do it. So not only is D'Angelo doing that on the indie level, he's taking himself to these major leagues and going, okay, how can I get to that level? And he's doing that from the back, within 150 feet of the people that are doing what he wants to do.
Yeah. And he's one of those people that he's a sponge. Anytime he sees something that he could find useful, it soaks in.
And he hangs on to it. It's one of those things that may take him a second to get it, but once he gets it, he's got it. And it's not going anywhere. But again, not to count out Darian Bingston.
No, I feel like he's the wild card in this one.
Now,
I think,
Darian Bankston, oh my God. My buddies, my God.
That's a good
one
dude.
of the most innovative, thought-provoking, technical wrestlers of this generation, bar none, period, end of sentence.
Yeah, no, I don't think that was an overstretch at all. Darian is just, he has that like, JR used to call it back in the day that unorthodox offense, and nowadays that term is used so loosely, but it's highly applicable when it comes to Darian.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and he's another person who he's deceptively humble. He has done so much in the wrestling industry already, and I mean he's only been working since 2019.
Yeah,
he's got the same amount of time in the industry as Maurice, and I believe D'Angelo started around the same time as well. Right.
It's hard to pick a winner, honestly.
It really is. It doesn't make sense that we were able to get these three in a ring together.
Well, not only that, I would say the advantage that the Superjaw champion has here is the fact that it's not Maurice Moss, if you know what I mean. I think that's going to be the decided edge, because anyone can go out and study old tapes of Maurice Moss. This is not Maurice Moss. There's no footage outside of the Ace event that we get to see what this human being is capable of. We just got a sampling. So I have no idea what version of Maurice Moss Andrew Diggs is going to bring with him on October 6th, but I can tell you this, they are going to fight till the absolute last breath to guarantee that Superjaw championship stays with Drop-A-Fella.
Yeah, but you got to think about it this way. This is why I say like that Darian is the wild card. He is a known title holder. He has held titles before. He has been in matchups
currently
like this
the TWE
before.
champion.
Correct. Point exactly. I think he knows what's at stake here, and he knows the type of caliber of talent that he's going up against. I believe that he has the advantage on this. I just feel like he has the tool set that both of the other competitors I don't think have had a chance to see or be in the ring with before.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Again, that's one of the many aspects that makes this match hard to pick a winner.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, from where I sit, it's either the Superjaw champion or it's D'Angelo, and that's taking nothing away from Bingston. But I think that with this being both of their hometowns, they have just that much more to prove.
And now I have to say, on the contrary, how nice do you think it would be for Darian Bankston walking in to TWE holding an extra title?
Correct.
Exactly.
He's held that title there.
Just ups your revenue. It ups your revenue. It ups your credibility. It ups your pay bag at the end of the night.
Wait, this is what we call a callback when everybody wins? What?
Yeah.
Let's see. We got some comments here. Got to stand by Maurice Moss on this one. DFR and Top Shotters were the early shout outs for me in the moment I started watching. Yeah. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Whoa. All right. Hell,
What
the
up, Bulldog?
Bulldog
Hey, Bulldog.
is a stud. Yeah.
Now, you also got to look at it. By this point, Darian
Correct.
Bankston.
Hard to scout that. Correct. Another
Very
great
well
point.
put, yeah.
A matchup, just throwing it out there for future reference, I feel like I would love to see is him versus Rhett Titus.
Oh yeah, are you kidding me? We're getting to work with Rhett next month at PWF. I might pitch that one to him.
Yeah.
Now we also look at, is Darian Bankston on the level of unorthodox that the egregious one is?
Is he
the
unorthodox
person-
enough? Yeah.
Is he the person that can figure out how to put the pieces of that puzzle together?
Damn, what a great question.
Because I think if anybody could,
Well, I
It'll
would say
be-
the only person close enough to putting that puzzle together at this point is Andrew Diggs, and he's not talking.
yeah, nor is he wrestling.
True.
No, exactly.
I mean, he's not going to get in the ring. He's probably going to get involved in some way, somehow.
Oh,
But at the same time,
and
I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I don't know if you noticed, and we showed that clip earlier, is just, I don't think, and again, I said it earlier, you said that he has the control. I don't think he has reins on Maurice at the moment. I
Again,
think
it's not
those were-
Maurice. I think when it was Maurice, yes, he did have some semblance of reins on it, but now he has no idea the weapon he's about to pull the trigger on.
True.
So here is a
True.
wrench that I'm going to throw into the gears of Andrew Diggs' plan here. This is an elimination match.
Oh shit, that's right.
So
I've been
if
staring at the words the whole
Diggs-
time.
if Diggs were to get involved and land
could
Maurice
cost
in some
Maurice.
hot water, that could cost him the title.
Wow.
There is no champion's advantage here. You can
Yeah.
be disqualified because there will still be a clear winner at the end of the night.
That is one of the things about Super Jaw. Anytime we have a multi-person match, it is elimination. You don't have one pinfall when there's that many humans in the ring, because in my opinion, you haven't really decided a clear winner.
No, you have to be able to beat everyone in front of you, not
Exactly.
get around everyone in front of you.
Correct.
Exactly. This isn't a rumble where you hope somebody else eliminates all 28 and you come in and eliminate 29. Now you're the winner.
You bring up an interesting point, Bulldog.
This is true.
Maurice does need to prove that he is the ace of ace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We crowned a new interim champion at our last event.
Kayla Marie. Yeah.
And Caitlin Marie,
Yeah.
who, if you go back and watch what she did on Sunday against Prince of Old School, Colby Carino,
Yep.
that's a different breed of wrestler right there.
I could not be more proud of Caitlin. Holy
No,
shit.
and there is not a better person right now that I think could be representing our company than either Maurice or Caitlin. I think
agree.
that those two exemplify what it means to be a professional wrestler. They are
In
the
every
total
sense of the
package.
word. Exactly.
So we're the immovable object meets the unbreakable wall meets the whatever the third part of that euphemism is. I don't remember.
Ceiling?
Sure. Yeah. No, we're
Sure,
breaking
yeah.
glass. We're gonna break glass ceilings with a boulder on this.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Love that.
Wow. I don't know, but I feel like Darian Bank is going to take this. Sorry, burp. Darren's going to take this. I'm so excited. I got the burpees. No, man. I think he might walk away with a second title, but I don't know. It's just the variables here. It's
Honestly,
going to come down to previously known as Maurice Moss.
Yeah, FKA.
I was going to say, I feel very similar to Joe in one of the matches we were talking about earlier, where if you had a gun to my head, I would just have no choice but to tell you to pull the trigger, because I couldn't pick one. I really couldn't.
And now, well, while Darian Bankston is sitting here trying to figure out the puzzle that is the new egregious one, is D'Angelo able to capitalize on that and walk out of here as a champion?
Is that a big enough distraction? Because again, D'Angelo could take himself completely out of the picture for the first fall of this match. And this whole first fall could just be Maurice and Darian.
True.
To where D'Angelo doesn't even get involved.
Exactly.
He's not even winded. So whatever issues that Darian needs to figure out when it comes to the Super Jaw champion, those will already be done and gone and dealt with. How does D'Angelo play this with it being an elimination style? I think Joe brought up a great point when he mentioned that.
I think this is
That's
why
the
we put on.
elimination. Yeah.
This is why we put together matches like this.
Yeah.
If you can tell me who's going to win this match,
We haven't
then
done
we're
our
not
job
doing
right.
our jobs right.
You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong.
Exactly. And to be honest, with a lot of things
man.
in wrestling, and this has kind of become my catchphrase, it's easier than you're making it.
Yeah.
So much easier. And I think that this is why I said, like, this is like a big fight feel matchup. Anybody can walk away champ with this and you'll be happy with it. It's just the
Right.
fact that you were able to see it. It's just hard to predict because every single one of these have a tool set that they can bring to the table to give them the advantage.
Well, not
And
only
it's still
that-
hard to decide.
No, I agree. And not only that, we need to think about this as well.
That's great. Yeah.
Super
Even if
John-
D'Angelo doesn't win the belt, a pinfall or submission of either person elevates him to another. That is
There
correct.
you go.
Yes.
So D'Angelo,
Bulldog.
could not come out shining any better than he is right now.
Hi, Tyler.
Hey,
Tyler Strangler.
hello.
Yo, how you doing, Tyler? Good to see you,
But
bud.
yeah, no, I think really and truly it's going to come down to the Super Gel champion, and can he stay focused? Because again, this is the last match of the night, so he has to sit back there and watch all of his brethren go out to the ring and defend the drop fellow name, defend their all of that. Can he maintain focus? Can Maurice maintain focus rather, as opposed to letting that voice that's attached to that chain, in my opinion, take control, and we could have a fight break out in the back to where, honestly,
Maurice doesn't make it to the ring.
exactly.
I don't think Maurice is going to be in the ring. It's going to be the person formerly known as Maurice.
Assuming
Yeah.
we get to that point.
It's
Oh.
it-
Look at. I love that I'm the underdog. You know what?
man, you're the overdog.
You're the
You are
overdog. I'm
over,
about to say,
dog.
we literally put you over in like 20 minutes.
No, and I think you're the X factor in this match, D'Angelo. I
No
really
doubt.
think you're
Just the fact that you're watching this right now proves
Says a lot,
yeah,
sir.
you're here to study. You're here to learn.
that. There you go.
And I think that puts you at a great advantage. I know that you know Darian and formerly known as Maurice
Right.
better than anyone else, better than Andrew Diggs possibly. I know you and
sir.
Maurice have been running the same towns, the same shows for years at this point.
Yeah.
And I think your advantage then becomes the fact that you already know. You've got their move sets.
Exactly.
You know
have
you have the opportunity to anticipate what they're going to do before they do it.
anticipating needs. Imagine that.
It's
Ooh.
He's
It's-
anticipating his own needs at this point, and that's what's dangerous.
yeah. Yeah, I think D'Angelo betting on himself in this match
Yes.
makes it all the more likely that he walks out the champion.
That is
If
a
you're still
very-
watching, I just sent you a message, Mr. D'Angelo. If you would like to personally say what your thoughts on this, please
Oh,
feel
I'd
free
love
to
for you to
join
jump
us.
in,
I just sent you the link to join us.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
And honestly, I would extend that same out to Darian and Super Champion Maurice Moss. If any of them are watching,
I'll put it in the comments.
there you go.
This is dangerous
Andrew
move. 'Cause
Diggs.
Now it just means anybody can join in. So we'll see what this. I just opened up.
I'm curious as to Andrew Diggs' opinion on this when it comes to his Super Jaw champion at this point, because I think we kind of share the same opinion when it comes to him maintaining that focus. I'm not necessarily sure, because again, this is a new feeling that Maurice is trying to hone and harness and understand, and even he doesn't even fully understand what he's capable of.
Yeah. There are again so many different avenues that this match could go down that I think trying to call a winner would be disingenuous to the other two people involved.
I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah, that is absolutely fair.
The link is in the private chat as well. So if you're willing to send that to Andrew Diggs, I've been trying to find him on the social medias, but I cannot find him. So he can get a shout out as well.
Let me put that in his ear real quick.
I was gonna say, yeah, because something tells me that he's never lost for words. So
Hey,
No, he's not. Which actually threw me off since I've been seeing him. Does the strategy in this match then become to eliminate Maurice before he has the opportunity to pop off like he has in the recent matches?
I think that's exactly what it is.
I think that is the plan, but I think what might happen is he might pop off beforehand.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. I don't know if Maurice is going to make it to that main event. I think something. I mean, he could just as easily pop off because again, it's really depends on which way the wind blows with this new version of Maurice.
I've seen that too. The kid is scary.
Yeah.
I watched that man laugh in the face of Jackson Drake while eating strikes like Funyuns.
Yeah.
He did do that.
I mean, once he gets into that mindset, into that mood, he becomes a completely different animal. And I think that's what he's finally. I think he's finally taking, is embracing that, whatever that is.
I think it's Maurice finally embracing the potential that everyone's told him that he has, but he wasn't necessarily convinced himself. I think that plays a big part in it.
Yeah, and I think he's taking himself a lot more serious than he ever has before.
Correct.
I don't know.
I remember starting watching him at Firestar and just the pranks and the silliness, and then poking the bear, getting into feuds with Jamal the Titan, TDT, just to name a few, and just seeing that evolution to where he is now. I think that's what it is. The kid that we knew as,
Right. This is
the
Maurice
upcoming.
Moss.
I think is now it's done. This is a serious, more aggressive, more focused.
Yeah. No doubt. The very first time that I ever met Maurice Moss was, and this is just to date it, during a PWX Pure.
Thank you. That's what I was going to get to, Tyler. I'll let Kevin finish.
And it's just, I had to train him in under 5 minutes on how to be an official because they told me last minute that he was going to be one of my officials stepping in. And the fact that this kid at the time was able to take all of this information, because I mean, David, you know me, I will throw a ton of information at you and see what sticks.
Yep.
And every single bit of it. And just like D'Angelo we were talking about earlier, he's a sponge. Maurice Moss is very much the same way. He's a sponge. He just absorbs it like that. And he was able to go out there and do a fantastic job with 5 minutes of coaching. So imagine if an Andrew Diggs, a mind like that, is able to sit down with a Maurice for longer than 5 minutes. What could he get accomplished? That's the question.
Correct.
Yeah.
And Tyler brings up an amazing point, and that's what I was like. From going and becoming this legacy to he became one. The one. And I think that's one thing that I think the character development here is that he's finally stepped out of the shadow of being a Moss.
Yeah. And
I always loomed over him. And I think he's finally getting to that point that he no longer has to be in that shadow. He's stepped out of that shadow.
He almost felt like he had something to prove in that point, and really he had to prove far beyond that. And he has done that since realizing it, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I absolutely agree.
I would say he hasn't even scratched the surface of what he can do. Because most people we say they just scratched the surface. He hadn't even scratched the surface.
No.
Not even close.
And I think that's it. I think we're seeing that final evolution here of not just his potential, but the threat that he can become. And speaking of potential and threat, ladies and gentlemen, now joining us from the green room, D'Angelo, welcome.
Yes.
Hey.
There we go. Let's go.
What's up?
What's going on, big dog?
Thanks for watching us talk.
Oh man, I love it. I try to tune in as much as I can.
I appreciate it. Give me one moment. Keep talking. I'm just gonna be messing around with the settings here so we can get all of us here on screen. But go ahead.
So tell me your thoughts on this. What's your plan?
Y'all might be onto something with this overdog thing.
I like the overdog thing. I'm not gonna lie.
Looking past this match, like that might be a T-shirt.
Do it. I'll sign it.
Brother, we're here to help.
I'm here for it.
I think, I mean, what do you do when you're put in a position like this against two people like Darian Bankston and Maurice Moss?
I think back to my background, man. Like I went to a Division II football school, so like we were always the underdog.
So you understand it from a collegiate standpoint,
yeah. Like, and even from a high school standpoint, like I went to I grew up in a one stoplight town. Like when it comes to being like, that's why I always like, even when I don't feel like I'm an underdog in a match, I put myself in that underdog situation because I thrive better under pressure.
It's that mindset.
Yeah.
Because that was
It's a
the
winner's
standard.
mindset.
That's the standard I came up on, is being the underdog, overcoming all the objections.
That's
Like,
and that's exactly why you're in the position that you're in.
There you
You've
go.
proven that to us so many times.
You literally made it easy for us.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sorry, as you literally see me edit the
I was
video
just saying,
live.
boom, popped up. That was beautifully done. I don't know if that was timed or not, but that was beautifully done.
That was great.
There we go.
There you have it. All right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I think, and this I will say is both companies, Ace and IWE, have you at the very top of their lists. You have consistently performed wildly beyond expectations.
Right.
You've put yourself in a position where not only do you deserve this, but this is undeniably your opportunity.
Well, and I don't know if you heard me earlier when I mentioned bumping into you at MLW. That was a switch for me, because being one of those people that can hop into those multiple different roles, I know how difficult that can be, and I know what is asked of you when you're put in that situation. So
Right.
a whole new brand of respect for you was thrown your way, at least for me, having seen that, because I understand how difficult that position is. So, but I also understand what you're learning as you're doing. I see
Yes,
what
sir.
you're doing as you're doing it.
Yes, sir. Like
Correct.
that.
Like you
opened-
can
that
see,
opened my
you can
eyes, for
see
real.
the gears are turning, even during matchups.
Right.
You can see that.
You're that sponge.
That-
You're learning.
Yeah, that you're thinking of tactics as you go as well. Like you're the kind of guy who can look at something, you can see the angles, and you're already in tactical mode.
You're already
and I
3
think-
steps ahead. Exactly.
Correct.
Yes, sir. No doubt. No doubt. I mean, my mindset with that is like where others see obstacle, I see opportunity. You know,
Instead of
Like-
glass half empty, glass half full.
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
and-
would you say that's the advantage that you have over the other two competitors here?
I would say so. I have a lot of respect for both of them. You know, they both done a lot of great things in wrestling, and like with me being the person with the least experience, like win, lose, or draw, my goal Sunday is just to show that I belong. Like you guys put me in the main event for a reason. Like it's time for me to show that I'm a main event type of guy. You know, I mean, I worked for both companies, and it's been more of like mid card. But I mean, hey, my mindset also is wherever I'm at on the card, in my mind, that's the main event.
yes.
This is my chance. This is my chance, my 10, 15 minutes to go out and show what I'm worth. So
Yeah. And
Honestly,
I mean,
that's yeah. Go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry.
we've seen you working in various tag teams, ACCW at IWE with us for Ace. Like we've seen what you can do with a partner, and I think you are more than well prepared, and it's more than your time to show what you can do on your own.
absolutely. Looking forward to it.
As am I, man. This is one of my favorite matches we've ever gotten to book.
And I'm excited for this one. I don't know if we're going to be getting anyone else. We did send out the invite. If you are interested in joining, we put the link in the chat.
Diggs might be
Mike-
at the old Shootski.
Understandable. So I have to ask, do you have any words for your opponents? What are your thoughts on them, and what do you have to say to them? They're probably watching. If they're not, they're probably going to watch in a bit once you wrap it up. But what's the message you want to send them before this weekend?
Look, I'm not about smoke and mirrors, man. Like real hitters move in silence. So when my music hits, all the talking that happen once I get in the ring. Once the bell rings, like I'm not obligated to speak on nothing until then. You feel me? Because I can get on here and tell you what any other wrestler will come on here and saying, "Oh, I'm the best and I'm gonna knock him out." But if I go out there and I don't do that, then I get
You're worried
false
about
hope.
anything now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So when the bell rings, y'all see what I'm about.
It's better to under promise and over deliver.
That's
Ain't
right.
that the truth? Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to be overlooked when you're humble, but that just makes
Very.
it that much better when you succeed wildly.
Exactly.
Precisely.
I love it, man. Once again, this is why you're here. This is 100% why you are here. You let your actions speak louder than any words ever could.
That's the
Mhm.
truth.
Sometimes you have to. There's a time to talk. There's a time to just walk the walk.
Time to work. You're right.
And sometimes it's better to let your work speak for itself. It really is.
Boy, does it.
Loudly. Yes.
Yes. Anything you want to tell the fans before we wrap it up a little bit here?
Fans are the reason we in this thing, right? So, show up Sunday. Let's have some fun, and let's see how it goes. I'm a man of a few words, but hey,
Many actions.
exactly. But nah, I'm definitely grateful for my fan base, and I'm grateful for all the new fans that I do plan to make on Sunday. So,
That's right. Main event live on IWTV.
Right.
Let's show the world.
oh, we live with it? Okay.
Yes,
Oh,
We're
yeah.
live. Yes.
We're live right now too.
This is not only are we live right now, we're going to be live October 6th. It's the first time IWE has ever been live. Ever. In the history, 10 plus years of them being a company. The first time ever they've been live. This
And
is a
where will it be
whole-
live on, guys?
We'll
That's
be,
going to be
we'll be on
IWTV.
IW television.
That's what's up.
So
That's
it's one of those things where this isn't taped. This isn't one of those situations where you can go back to the promoter later and go, hey, yeah, I know you guys have the footage, but that one match that I was in, could you delete that real quick if you don't mind? That's not going to happen. We are live. It's live.
I like
And
it.
IWE's got a big enough fan base that expect to sell some shirts on the old pro wrestling tees there.
Yeah.
It's time for people to represent you properly
Your back pocket's about to get a little bit.
financially.
No doubt.
Well,
Say less.
thank you so much for joining us. The Overdog joining us here. That's going to be a thing. I'm telling you.
Oh, no, it's gonna stick. Like,
I love it.
That's it.
That show all day. I fucking love it.
Shout out to y'all for that one.
It's been an honor and good luck. Good luck this weekend, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, man.
Look forward to
Thank
seeing you on Sunday, bud.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing y'all.
Absolutely.
That
Well,
was
guys.
so well welcomed. Like that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was wow.
He's one of
That
my
was-
favorite people for a reason.
I may change. He may win actually.
I'm
Who
telling you.
knows? Right? At this point, who knows? Like
Humble confidence is a scary thing, and that man's got it overflowing.
he literally sends in puddles of it. You're right.
Hi,
Yeah.
Bubba.
Yeah, Bubby's back
Duh.
here. Sorry, shout out to Bubba, King Bubba. Jackson called.
Yeah, that's just if that doesn't make you want to go see the matchup, I don't know what will.
Right?
Again, if you're going to be there live, then you have to make your way to Borderlines this weekend, Sunday, October 6th at the Elevation Pro Arena. And where's that located? That is in Lexington, North Carolina.
And also,
Good
you can
old
grab your tickets early if you go to sitickets.com/IWEPro.
Hold on.
Yeah,
I appreciate that's it. No, let me go ahead and put that in the comments. What's the
love
website?
that.
www.
sitickets.com/IWEPro. And honestly, I'll put another good thing in your ears. It's an earlier show. Doors are open at 4. We're hitting the go thing at 5 o'clock. You'll be home before 10.
Yeah,
Anybody
this
who's
isn't
got
one of
school,
those-
work in the morning, we're not trying to keep you all night. We've got hot action. We're going to keep it to, well, depending on how long people decide they want to beat the snot out of each other. We're hoping to get you out of there by like 8 o'clock at the latest.
At the absolute latest,
Meet up.
shenanigans withheld, but you never know with drop a fella in the room what could potentially happen.
Yeah,
Correct.
definitely
We
stick
might-
around after the show. Buy some merch. You never know what's going to happen.
That's
Man,
true.
never know. sitickets.com or
Oh, I see the scroll there. I like
IWE
that.
Pro.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like I'm a professional or something.
Yeah,
I was
right?
gonna say, it's like,
It's a beautiful thing.
so like I'm on CNN now. Like,
We'll go ahead and get rid of the poster. Guys, anything else you want to plug in? Anything you want to say before we go? Because we're about to hit that 2-hour mark.
I was gonna say we had planned for 45 minutes, and then
Yeah.
here we are 2 hours later. I don't know if
I-
we can make the 45 minutes. Man.
I've got one very important message I would like to get across.
Mhm.
Independent wrestling is not what it used to be. Independent wrestling is now the premier, and I'm going to include the independent wrestling industry as a whole. You want an option outside of WWE and AEW, New Japan? We're number 4 now.
Yeah.
Together as a collective. You come, you get what you pay for.
Right.
You will always, I guarantee you, if you see any one of us in the room, you are going to walk out happy because we will not give you anything less than the best.
And
True.
honestly, you guys told me to toot my horn earlier, and I stopped. I said this for everybody on screen and everybody on the Super Joe team. Honestly, you got a winner no matter what. At the end of the day, it's as close to a 100% guarantee as you can physically get.
Yeah.
And again, it goes back to that question we asked earlier. How much do you give a fuck? And like Tyler said, we care on a different level. And it's easier than we're making.
Yeah, we surround
true.
ourselves with people that care at a different level.
Right.
That's why we're sitting here with you. It's time for the independents to rid themselves of the word carny.
Yes.
This is an industry.
True.
We are
So
better
true.
than the sum of our parts. And we are more than happy to prove it to you every weekend.
Every single time.
Yep.
We believe in quality. We put our hearts, our souls, our passion. This is our passion. We give it our all for this.
Every day.
Single time. Every time we're on this podcast, every time we're working shows, every time we're working behind the scenes, be it camera, be it concessions, even it's promotion. I mean,
We'll get some snacks.
it shows. It shows.
I fucking love you, Jeff. Oh my god.
This is a new age.
Yeah.
And we're taking back the respect that the people in this ring should have had the entire time. No more birthday party wrestling. No more
Hokey 80s bullshit.
Yes. You're here to watch a competition, a sport.
It's a sport.
So it's time for people like us to deliver it.
Mhm.
We want you to come back. We want you to go see independent promotions that we're not even talking about. Go to Firestar, go to PWF, go to IWE, come to Ace, go check out a Deadlock show. You want to take another step up a level.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is not your grandpa's wrestling. And I promise you that.
It has changed exponentially. Yeah.
Things have changed, but for the better, I believe.
I think so
agree.
too. The quality of the athletes that are coming up now in people like a St. Julius, people
Yes.
like Kid Neon, who were both featured on our last event.
Oof, what a matchup.
Right.
If you haven't done so, do it again. 1 second.
I think that one's still on Fight TV.
They want to say still up there, yeah.
It's still up there? Okay. I'll go to their YouTube channel because there's a ton of stuff on their YouTube channel.
You want to watch Jay Malachi, currently known as Javon Evans, beat the living crap out of Colby Carino and vice versa for 45 minutes?
Yeah.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you don't tell people what to do. You
Right.
tell them to go fight for their lives.
Or you put them in a position to where they have no choice but to.
Yeah.
Correct. And I mean, you're missing out on some amazing stuff when you limit yourself and what you're soaking in. I mean, and I hear it all the time, it's different flavors of ice cream, but the ice cream is pretty damn good here.
Hey, thanks.
Homemade.
Yeah.
Homemade ice cream. Creamy.
I also want to take a quick second to give an enormous shout out to the first Ace Openweight champion who's currently working hard to get back in the ring. OMG, we are here. We love you. And as Pierce put it in the ring that night, you can only win or lose a championship here.
Right.
Nothing will ever be taken from you.
Mm-mm. I'm not handing anything to anybody. Neither
No.
is Ace.
This is as much as I look at it this way, as much as we might not like each other sometimes, we are all a family.
Yep.
And people
True.
throw that word around a lot in wrestling and then immediately screw each other over.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Very loosely.
there is not a person that we work with that is more than a phone call away at any given time. These are all people that we know and trust in and out of the wrestling business. Quality human beings, People that will stick their neck out for you. People that deserve your hard-earned money because they want to earn it hard too. All right, I'm done waxing poetically. Fuck me.
No, that was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. With only 3 minutes to spare.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Let's get, all right, new goal. We're wrapping this before 2 hours.
That's the director right there. He knew exactly what to cut. That was beautifully done.
Beautiful. And now we got 2 minutes left. All right. Well, it has been an absolute honor having you guys on here. This has been amazing. This has been perfect. Perfect.
Sarah, again, can't thank you enough for supporting everything we do. We love you.
Every single time. Yeah, of course. Again, I get myself over, putting y'all over, putting this amazing show over. Again, Ace versus IWE Borderlines this weekend, Sunday. You said 5 p.m.?
Yep. Show starts at 5, doors are at 4.
So come and check it out if you guys are in the area. And if you can't make it there physically, you could always watch it where at?
On the old IWTV.
Hooray.
Not the IW.
Shout out Dylan Hales for giving us a live slot on this one. Appreciate you, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And again, support indie wrestling. And most of all, thank you to all you watching at home. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do this. Without your support coming to our shows, buying our merch, watching our channels, and being there, thank you. I am David Estacado. This has been the Indie Spotlight. These are two incredible human beings, incredible workers. Kevin Pierce, Super Joe, thank you so much for joining me this evening for the Indie Spotlight. And I'm just going to wrap it up because I got 30 seconds. If we don't see you next week, then you know where to see us. I'm David Estacado, and we'll see you at the Indies. Deuces.
Bye.
Deuces.